Hello, I am David.
And I am Jakub.
Welcome to our channel Newspeech. In this video, we will answer the question: does age matter in new speech training?
That's right. Perhaps you have had speech blocks for many years and you think that you are too old to change. Or perhaps you are a parent of a child who stammers and you are wondering whether or not to wait a little longer before trying to get some help. In this video, we will explore how people of different ages can learn to use new speech and how training varies by age. We will focus on different groups of people, including young children, teenagers, younger adults, and older adults.
Okay, let's begin with young children. What is the key advice for a child with speech blocks?
The sooner they learn to use new speech, the better. Young children are at a stage where they are likely to have only had a few negative experiences. At the same time, their speech hasn't fully developed. It will still keep growing. Learning new speech at this stage is much faster than learning as an adult.
What are the challenges of learning new speech at this time?
Clearly, young children are not very independent. If training involves a young child, a parent needs to take a very active role. They need to be responsible for managing the training program and for encouraging their child to train. But if you are a parent who notices symptoms of stammering and speech blocks in your child, it is very important to act quickly. This is because of these habits of speech are likely to get reinforced with time. Also, the longer your child stammers, the more opportunities they have to gain negative experiences with their speech.
Yes, exactly. Now let's talk about teenagers. This can be a difficult age when children can rebel. How should a parent encourage their child to go on the new speech course?
It is important to let them think and to let them decide independently, rather than forcing a viewpoint on their children. Parents can show them our videos and have a conversation about what their children think. If you are a parent, it is important to let your child make the decision about learning new speech. They need to want it, because training, no matter how effective, will have little or any impact if it is forced.
Let's turn to young adults. What are some of the challenges young adults face?
If you are an adult who stammers, you have probably experienced a lot of suffering as a result of speech blocks. This might include people laughing at you or not understanding what you are trying to say. Also, at this stage in your life, you are probably much more aware of your limitations, such as finding it difficult to make phone calls, or to speak to people, or to ask for help.
What are some things to keep in mind with considering learning new speech?
You need to know that if you begin training, you have to be very disciplined and you have to work very carefully. Also, your parents are not as likely to help you as they might help a young child. Another thing to keep in mind is that training may last a lot longer. The period of intensive training may last from 5 to 10 months, but of course, training will continue for the rest of your life. But in the end, it is all worth it, as it gives you so much more ease in speaking.
What about adults who have learned to hide their speech blocks?
Young adults, and perhaps to a much greater extent, older adults, develop a lot of different ways of hiding their speech blocks. We tend to call this camouflage. Many people that they speak to may not even know that they have a problem with their speech. This is because they hide it so well. But if you are an adult who is considering learning new speech, you need to make people aware that you have a problem and that you are planning to change. Because when you start using new speech, people will find out anyway.
Finally, let's talk about older adults who may be working and have their own families and children. Is anything particularly important at this age?
For older adults, it is particularly important to change the assumption that nothing can be done. If you are an older adult, you may have already seen many different specialists, and as a result, you may think that nothing can be done and that it is too late. But that is not the case. Many people of different ages have learned to use new speech.
To summarize, what advice should we give about age?
In a certain sense, it is easier to learn new speech when you are young, even though your parents may have to do a lot of the work. However, new speech can be learned at any age. And no matter what your age, new speech can give you a lot of joy from speaking.
Yeah.
Every day you can experience peace and comfort, that you can buy your own food, that you can make phone calls, or that you can simply have a conversation with a lot of confidence.
Exactly. Thank you for watching this video.
And thank you for listening.
And see you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.